Have you heard about Yarn Lane, a TV show dedicated to knitting, crochet and all things yarn, bringing you demonstrations from our expert guests as well as the latest tools. And find out what's coming up on the show by following us on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to our email newsletter or visit the programme guide on our website at www.yarnlane.com.
It is time to reveal our 5 Search for a Star sewing finalists. Earlier on in the year, we asked you, our viewers, to apply to be our next Sewing Street Sewing Star, and we were overwhelmed with the amount of applicants. We have watched hours of audition videos and we have somehow managed to narrow it down to our chosen 5 finalists. Our 5 very talented finalists will be on your screen next week from Monday the 4th of April to Friday the 8th of April. And we've dedicated an hour each day to each contestant to do their demonstrations. We're handing over the choice of the winner to you. So on the Friday, after everybody's done their live demonstrations, the voting will be open. Join us all next week to help us choose our Sewing Street Sewing Star.
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
Sewing Street have our very own app. You can now watch and shop from anywhere. Simply download the app from your app store onto your smartphone or tablet, then log in or create an account, and you're done. You can watch us live from anywhere, browse all our recently played items and pre-orders so you never miss out on any show deals, and message the studio to say hello at any time. And remember, you can check out as many times as you want and only pay 1 P&P all day.
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com, scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com, scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters. Never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again. We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task. And sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. Full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and enjoyable as possible. Not only will they take your order, they'll also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433 and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping! Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again.
Follow Sewing Street and Yarn Lane on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's coming up on the show, as well as being the first to know about our amazing offers. Get involved with our competitions that are exclusive to social media. And pick up some top tips from us too.
Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again.
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task. And sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. Full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and enjoyable as possible. Not only will they take your order, they'll also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
There's me promising we'll be on time, and it's all gone horribly wrong. But we'll be fine. We'll get there, won't we?
We certainly will, John.
Right, so I've got an early bird. For Yarn Lane, which we've got this, a beautiful jumbo pom-pom made easy, extra large, with 2 balls of yarn. They should be £11.17. Stuart's worked with these before, apparently.
Yeah, really easy. So quick as well. If you remember making pom-poms when you were a child with 2 circles of card.
Of course, that's the only way.
And it was a way to keep someone busy for about 4 hours, wasn't it? Let's be
and
honest.
the rest, yeah.
But you can make one of those pom-poms probably in about 10 minutes.
No.
Yeah, it's so easy.
A great big one like this.
Yeah, great big one like that.
4.5 inch this one is, 4.5 inches. Should be £11.17. At £9.17. So you get 2 little balls of yarn in the lime and the bright pink. Doesn't give you a name. What name would you give that?
Hot pink.
Hot pink. You've had hot tomato, you can have hot pink as well. And then hot green. And your pom-pom maker, £9.17. Loads you there. Congratulations. Doesn't matter, because I think the important thing is to get on with them, because Stuart's got so much to show you.
The pom-pom, though, this season is huge, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's all about big pom-poms on things.
Yeah, yeah, because they put, if you look in all the Sunday magazines and everything, they put them everywhere, aren't they? On home furnishing, on hats, on scarves, on everything. £9.17. Oh.
Oh.
No. Hayley's got the bug of doing crash. Yeah, no, but they didn't have yarn with theirs. So basically, Hayley's gone to the internet, seen that somebody else has got it at that price, right? On special offer, and then we've thrown in 2 balls of yarn to go with it for free. £8.49. Gorgeous. Make sure you check out.
Got so much. The only reason I'm hurrying is because we don't see Yarn Lane very often, and we've got so much stuff. And we've got Stuart here to show us how to do everything. So keep going through for that. I'm going to let Stuart show you what we've got, and then I'll go through the bundles, and then he'll do the knitting. Have a look at everything that's available.
There's so much, John, and you know, I don't know how you feel, but whenever I do baby knits, I always go a wee bit broody. I just think, they're so cute. It doesn't matter that there's no one in my family that's currently had or having a very small baby. I shall still be knitting
or
like
a very
crazy.
Big baby.
Yeah, I'll still be knitting everything, and I'll just find people to give them to because they're so much fun to make. Now, to start with, you've got these absolutely beautiful baby blankets. It's a gorgeous cream blanket, and then you've got this wonderful, can you see this gorgeous little knitted motif? It's knitted with Intarsia technique. I'm going to be showing you how to do that today. It's
brilliant.
Super easy. And the rest of the blanket, well, the whole thing is just knit and purl. It's got this lovely
even that ribbing, is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just knit 2, purl 2.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same 2 stitches, and the motif is really easy worked from a chart. Then in the same pattern, you're also getting the pattern for these little fellas. See, you know, knitted toys are just so cute. Now, we've got kits you can choose to either knit the little blue elephant with the star sweater,
right,
or the little pink elephant with the heart sweater. And I love the fact that there are little welt pockets as well, because, you know, clearly we all need pockets, even elephants.
I had a knitted
just
clanger.
adorable.
And that's just reminded me of my knitted clanger. I'm older
There's
than you.
absolutely no answer to that, John. No one wants to know about you.
Okay, I'll just go over here then. So what else have you got to show us?
So you get to choose. So if you want to do the traditional, you can. If you want to mix it up, you can.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful Stylecraft Bellissima and Bambino yarn, which is an acrylic. It is machine washable. It is super buttery soft, absolutely beautiful on baby's skin, and of course hypoallergenic as well.
The thing is, you say babies. I know so many grown-up
for
people
sure.
who want those straight away.
Yeah, absolutely. And that little blanket is just adorable.
Yeah.
So that's one little set we've got. Then dinosaurs.
Yes.
Now, you know, if kids are into dinosaurs, they're really into dinosaurs, aren't they? Everything's about the dinosaur. And what we've got here is an adorable set. So you've got the dinosaur soft toy. Now, I'm no expert on dinosaurs. I wouldn't even begin to attempt to name what this dinosaur is or based on, but I do know that it's super cute.
Yes.
Then what you've got is this wonderful, can you see this little woolly hat? So adorable woolly hat, lovely, but look, how, are these like sort of, they're not spines, are they? Are they?
I've got no idea what they'd be called. Someone will tell us.
But I mean, that's adorable. And then you've also got the little mittens as well. And those then have the spines, or whatever they are, running down the back. Now, that pattern actually does 6 months to 5 years. Okay.
Scales, are they?
Sails, like on a ship.
Oh, are they?
They are.
You learn something new every day, don't you?
But let me just show you.
No,
on the
I'm more
pattern.
interested in age 5. So that's quite a big size, age 5, isn't it?
Would you fit an age 5?
I think so.
I think we could squeeze you into it.
We haven't got an age 5 here,
We
though,
haven't,
have we?
unfortunately.
Stuart.
I don't think we'd get you in the 2 to 3 years.
I've tried it.
Of course you have.
Yeah.
Now, we've got a little bundle, so you can either make the toy on its own if you fancy, or you can make the toy and the hat and the mittens as well, up to the age 5, which is just adorable, isn't it?
Totally.
So that's Dinosaur. And then, King of the Jungle, let me hear you roar! I always think of the Wizard of Oz.
Do you?
You know, swinging the tail and kind of the cowardly lion. We've got the lion set. Now this, I mean, check. I used to have hair like that, John.
Did you?
I used to have really big hair.
Oh.
Really big hair. And when I was young, all I wanted was a curly perm. I never got one.
No, I have to say I always wanted a perm as well.
My mum had more sense than to let me have one.
Oh, I was a bit older than a child, though. I wasn't in the restrictions of my mum, but I still was desperate for one.
Yeah, really, that's all I wanted. Leo Sayer and an afro comb.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. You've got this fabulous, I mean, this lion is just full of personality.
Look at his
Such a cute
face.
little, I know, such a cute little face. Fabulous. Fabulous. That is a hairdo,
Yes.
not a hair don't. And then you've also got this wonderful little sweater made in Bellissima. And then look, he's even got a little tail, and he's just super cute. So on the pattern, you've got the lion toy.
Yes.
And then you've also got, check these out, you've got the lion hat and the lion mittens. So I'm just going to grab the hat for a second and show you. So on the front of the hat, you've got, again, Intarsia.
Oh, okay.
Simple technique. It's a great one to learn. Little ears. I love the kind of Mohican style.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could extend that if you wanted. And little ears. So that's the hat.
So the Intarsia isn't on the Dinosaur then? It's only. I'm just thinking if somebody doesn't want to do Intarsia.
No, it isn't. You're right.
So if you want to, if you're a beginner,
Yep.
and don't do Intarsia, go Dinosaur. But if you want to go try the extra thing, then the lion.
But Intarsia is a really easy technique. If you absolutely didn't want to do Intarsia, you could use what's called duplicate stitch,
Right.
where you actually just knit it plain and then use a contrast yarn in your darning needle, and then you can do it's like an imitation knit stitch over the top and cover it. So you could do that, and then check out these are mittens.
Where do your fingers come out? Oh, they're
the
mittens like that. Yes.
Whole hand goes in. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh.
So, I mean, they're just super, super adorable. Now, I know that we're not exactly the season for hats and mittens, but actually we are, aren't we?
We are. It's freezing.
It's freezing.
But also, I think kids will wear hats all the time,
course they
all
will.
year long. They're going to have
Yeah.
hats on, aren't they?
Of course
Totally.
they will. Absolutely. And also, just look, make a head. This is fun knitting, and also everything here, even the blanket, is quick knitting. It's all DK, it's all quick knitting. The yarn is going to feel absolutely gorgeous in your hands. I have a really good friend, Joanne, who is an amazing knitter, real expert knitter. I've recently got her turned on to Stylecraft yarns, Bellissima, Bambino in particular, and she normally is quite, I'm going to say it, a yarn snob.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, and she can't believe the price and the feel of the yarn.
I have to say, when I lift that blanket off the shelf earlier, it's just. You wouldn't. I mean, imagine having a jumper made like that.
I know,
it's just
buttery,
exquisite, isn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Right. Now, before I'm going to let Stuart do all the knitting and everything, I'm just going to tell you what's available. Like Stuart's told you, but I'm going to tell you the code so that you can start buying them, right? So, you go first then. The lion. Oh, okay then. So, if you buy the lion toy, mittens and hat, it's much better value. So that's this kit here. So you get the designs for all three, you get the yarn for all three in there, and I'll just check that we've got the right code in. PH6698, yeah? Right. So here we go. Is that all? You just said how good the price was.
Yeah.
$15.99 for everything.
I know, and that's up to 5 years. So whether you're knitting for 6 months or 5 years, now let's be honest, you're not going to use anything like the same amount of yarn for 6 months as you are for 5 years. So if you're going to do the 6 months or the 1 year sort of size, I reckon you'd get a couple of hats, couple of pairs of mitts, and the toy.
Oh wow!
I'm not saying absolutely.
No.
There's no way you'll use the same yarn.
So $15.99, you get 6 balls of yarn, you get the red for his jumper, you get the yellow, the orange, the black, the taupe, everything, plus the instructions, and they're brilliant instructions. Very, very...
It's a gatefold.
Sorry, thank you. Like that. It's me trying to open the page. Sold out. If you've all checked out, they've sold out. Once you've all checked out, that's sold out. Now, you can buy the lion on its own, which is this one here. So you get the same pattern then, right? So you still get the pattern for everything. You're just getting the yarn. You're just getting the yarn for the toy, right? So that says 5 balls. You'll get 5 balls. I'm not going to show you. You'll get the orange, the yellow, the taupe, the maroon, and the
black.
Dandelion mocha red. Oh, black, that's what I've missed off, black. So you get all of those for $13.99.
The other thing as well, John, of course, once you've knitted the lion, go in your stash, find your DK, make the lion a whole wardrobe of different sweaters. Use the Intarsia technique, put a heart on his sweater.
Yeah, Valentine lion. Keep going through, keep going through.
Give me that lion here.
Right, Joe. Now let's move on to the dinosaur then. Oh, I see. Right, now I'm confused. So there's another kit, right? This is where I was getting confused. There's another kit now we can just buy for the hat and the mittens, right? You get the instructions again, $11.49. Now how many balls of wool do you get here? 4 balls of wool in that one. Oh, that must be that one there then. So you get black, taupe, orange and yellow, yeah? Yeah. So this is the one with the 4 balls, right? That's where we were getting confused. So this one now is just for the hat and the mittens, but you still get the whole pattern for everything in there. 3 designs, yeah. Gorgeous.
And I reckon as well, John, that if you're making perhaps the smaller sizes, you could probably, definitely, do a stripy scarf with the leftovers to go with. Wouldn't that be fun?
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Right, so they're the 3 different ones for the lion. But the big bundle is sold out. Yeah. Way too many people on that. Right, next then, dinosaur. Okay. What's the skew for it then? And tell me what you get in it. So you get 4 balls in this one. They're 2 green, 2 blue. There you go. And your pattern, there you go. $13.99. So this is for, what does this make then? Everything. Yeah, so that's for everything. That's for absolutely everything in there then. So you need 2 blue, 2 green to make absolutely everything. Sold out. Once you've all checked out, sold out.
I think it's the one with the black. Isn't that one got
it's only
5?
said 4. This is why I was getting confused. It's only got 4 balls in the graphics though, hasn't it? What's the the black for the face as well. So this okay then, but you can't do the face with that then.
Little bit of black.
Yeah. So that must be just the hat and the mittens, because there's no black on the hat and the mittens.
That's it. The 2 balls of blue, 2 balls of green, that will do the hat and the mittens.
Right, so that we just sold you.
And then the pack that's got the black in does everything.
Right, okay. So no, that's what I'm saying. That's the one that didn't come from the warehouse. That's why I was getting all stressy in the break, because that one didn't come from the warehouse. That one came just directly from Stylecraft. We'll sort it. But at the moment, if you bought this one, that's for your hat and your mittens.
Yes.
Right, perfect. I'm sorry about this, everyone. What other one have you got then for the dinosaur? Have you got another? Nothing. Right, okay, let's move on to the blankets. We'll sort that out. I promise we'll sort it out. So now the blanket. No, right, hang on. I've got some things missing here then. Yes. Oh, and the elephant comes in there.
It does. You get everything.
That's what's confused me. Right, what colour would you like to do first? All right, the blue one first then. So you get your pattern. Now in the pattern, you get 3 designs. So you must get the heart jumpsuit, the star jumpsuit.
Yep. You do.
The blanket.
Yep.
Right, so you can either do an elephant with either a star, an elephant with a thing, and the blanket.
You do.
Oh my word, we'll
so
get there in
cute.
the end.
Do you want a soft toy just to hold?
Yes.
Just. Oh, baby, I got you. I got you.
Right. So in this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Should
6.
be a second blue.
Yes, that's right. This is what you get: 2 blues, you get a soft grey, you get 3 creams, and you get a black. So this would make a. Oh, hang on.
You get 2 greys.
Okay, hang on. 3 cream, 1 grey, 1 blue. That doesn't make 7.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and a pink.
There you go.
Who's that other voice in there? Oh, it's Ian. Okay. Oh, okay. So, there's your 7. So, just remind me again what I can make out of this bundle.
Okay, so let me explain it. let me break that down for you. So
thank goodness somebody who knows what they're doing, Stuart.
So you make the same blanket.
Out of the cream.
Right, out of the cream. And also it's got the little gorgeous elephant Intarsia.
In the grey.
Which has got that little bit of pink in it.
And it's got the pink in the ear.
There you go.
Right.
And it's a gorgeous blanket. Plus, you also get everything you need to make the blue suited jumpsuit.
Yes. Okay.
Exactly.
So it's the
and
blue.
your elephant.
So you make the blue elephant. The pink is in there to go in the pink in the blanket,
Correct.
and the cream is to make the blanket. We got there in the end.
We did.
Got there in the end. $21.99.
That's amazing value, isn't it?
Isn't it brilliant?
I mean, the thing is, these baby blankets are absolute essentials with new babies.
Yeah.
Little wraps, little comforter, little snuggly. And then, you know, it's the kind of thing people keep forever. It's also, they're not massive. You know, they're a decent size, they're a useful size, but they're not going to take forever to knit.
No.
And then you've also got that beautiful knitted soft toy, and there's nothing on there that you can sort of pull off or you know, anything like that. There's no toy eyes, they're all sewn in.
Good. Oh, do you know what? This one's even got a little tail.
I know,
underneath
they have got
it, you can't see it underneath.
Whip that jumpsuit off.
Excuse me, everybody.
You didn't think you'd be undressing an envelope.
Look.
You're quite rough, aren't you?
Yeah. There you go, but look. Right, okay, and then let's move on to the last one then.
Can I just redress that?
Yes, of course. Right, now for some reason this has got one.
There's a good reason
Oh,
for
no,
that.
I know why. Because you'll be able to get the pink jumpsuit and the blanket out of the same ball of pink. So when you do the blue one, you'll have loads of pink left over, won't you?
You will.
I'm getting there with all this knitting malarkey.
And it's a gorgeous DK. You'll find a use for that. For sure.
For sure. So for $18.99 you get the pattern. Now the pattern has got the elephant, the clothes and the blanket in it. It's got, in this one you get 3 cream, 1 grey, 1 pink and 1 black. You'll have loads of black left over.
Yeah, you will. I mean, it's perhaps overkill to have had that in the kit, but you know what? We wanted you to have everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can just crack straight on. The only thing you will need to add of your own when you're making these up, obviously you'll need to provide needles.
Yeah.
But also you'll need a little button for the back of the jumpsuit.
Right.
So that does it with a little button. Now, if you don't want a button there, you're thinking baby playing with that, you don't want that, then leave that off and actually stitch the back of the jumpsuit up. Do the loop, because there'll come a time when you can undo that, put the button on, and there you go.
And then if you've got a child like me and it's you're trying to pull the jumpsuit
there
off
you
like
go.
that.
Of course, of course.
Right, I'm going to shut up now.
Oh, stop.
And I'm going to let you do some knitting, because that's what we're here for.
You'll
really.
need some fibre fill as well.
Oh, will
obviously
I?
for all of the soft toys.
I've got that. Here you go. Toy stuffing, recycled. I used to be a plastic bottle. At $4.99. Gorgeous.
And that's going to be enough probably for an elephant, a dinosaur and a lion.
Oh, brilliant.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, right, that price will be going up soon, Hayley's saying. Right, I'm
And
going to
let's
sit
not
over and
forget,
be quiet.
Stylecraft are the UK's favourite premium acrylic yarn.
Okay.
And they've been award-winning year on year on year for their products. They really are fabulous. Now, I thought I'd start by showing you how to do a loop stitch. And this is what we use for the lion's mane.
Yeah.
And also when we're doing things like the mitts and the hat, and we want to add that on. This is also a really useful stitch to learn, because I'm just going to say this, if you wanted to adapt any of the patterns, I think you could make a very passable sheep.
Oh, you would say that,
Couldn't you? I'm a little bit
blue-faced
shit.
Leicester. Is that, you don't have blue-faced
No,
Leicester,
we've got
do you?
Balwyn Welsh Mountain.
Oh, yeah, there you
black
go.
and white,
Yeah.
beautiful. All right, so I'm just using, at the moment, I'm using some chunky yarn to show you because it's a little bit easier to demonstrate with, you can see more. But what I've done is I've cast on 6 stitches to show you how to do this.
Yeah.
And this is our right side with all these fabulous loops
You don't
on.
say.
Isn't that, yeah, absolutely. Isn't that terrific?
Yeah.
I've done sewing sometimes where I forgot to put the presser foot down and the back looks like that.
Yeah, exactly. You're not so happy then, though,
Not
are you?
really.
No.
Now, on our right side row, we're not actually doing the loops on this side.
Right.
Interestingly,
Right.
we're going to do a knit row, but it's a slightly modified knit row, and I'll show you what I mean. Normally when we knit, we're going to put the needle into the front of the stitch and we'll knit it, okay? But on this particular stitch, we need to knit through the back loop. So what that means is I'm going to turn my work slightly, and I hope you can still see this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pick up that back loop, okay, just like that. So it's the
Right.
back part of my stitch, and I'm going to knit into that and just do my
Okay.
normal knit stitch. So instead of going into the front, I'm going into the back of the stitch and knitting.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
And you're just going to carry on doing that.
Does it feel a bit awkward to begin with?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's not what we normally do. We don't normally knit into the back of a stitch.
Mm-hmm.
There are times that we do. You can increase by knitting into the front and the back
Right.
of the stitch, but it just keeps everything nice and firm. So that's our wrong side row.
Yeah.
Even though it looked, well, in fact, that's our right side row. That's our right side row. So now I'm going to turn the work. This is our wrong side, and this is where we make the magic.
Right.
Okay,
We're all
so
watching.
actually we've only got 4 loop stitches to do. The other 2 are exactly what we've already done. So first stitch, we're going to knit into the back just as before, yeah, just like
Right.
the wrong side row. Now this is how we make the loop. So this second stitch, we're going to start by knitting into the back of the stitch, and we're going to pull that loop through, but we're going to leave it on the needle. So there's my original stitch there, and I've got an extra loop on my right hand needle.
Yeah.
Now we're going to knit into the front of the same stitch.
Right.
Now the needle's in, and I've got my index finger just behind the needle. I'm going to wrap the yarn like I normally would for knitting, but I'm going to wrap it over my finger as well.
Right.
Look, there's the loop.
Oh, I
Yeah?
see. Yeah.
Now then, I'm just going to wiggle that down,
Yeah.
and I'm going to knit my stitch. Okay, so there's my knit stitch.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take it off the needle, but I'm keeping it on my finger, that loop.
Yeah.
So do you remember I made an extra stitch by knitting into the back
Yeah.
first of all? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the needle through the front, the left-hand needle, through the front. I've knitted this a bit tight, through the front of both of those stitches. So I've got both of those stitches together, and then I'm going to knit that stitch
Yeah.
off the needle, and then I'm going to pull that loop tight and then let it go. And I've made a loop.
Okay.
Now let me show you that all again,
Yes,
and I'll
please.
show you a few times. So start by knitting into the back of the next stitch, but leave that loop on the needle. That's the extra stitch I've created. Now go into the front of the same stitch on that left-hand needle, round the back of your finger and the needle. Whoops.
Oh.
These are slippery needles, these. Pull it through and off. Now I've got 2 stitches on my needle that I need to deal with. I'm going to pass the needle through the front
Yeah.
of both of those loops, and I'm going to knit them together. Okay, off, and then pull the loop tight.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do the last 2, and I'll speed up just slightly. And it really helps here if you're working, whoops, nearly forgot to do the loop. If you're working fairly loosely,
Yeah.
because that does make it easier to pass the needle through those 2 stitches, off your work and pull it tight.
Righty-ho.
And of course, everyone is going to do a slightly smaller or slightly bigger loop,
Yeah.
but that's fine. It doesn't have to be absolutely sort of the same.
Yeah, because the loops on the lion's hair here are slightly smaller than your loops, aren't they? So you can decide on how big you loop you want by putting how much of your finger you put there.
That's true, that's true. And then the last stitch you knit into the back of it. So that's produced now a row of loops. I've got 4 new loops on my knitting. So now I'm back to the right side of my work. This is the right side row, and this is where I'm just going to knit into the back of every stitch.
What sort of size needle would I need to do this?
Okay, so for all of the projects, you're going to need 3¼ millimetre needles.
Yeah.
And you're also going to need 4 millimetre needles, unless you're just making the soft toys, in which case you need 4mm needles.
Okay, brilliant.
All right.
So we've got 3.25 and 4 millimetre here. Hayley will run them through the graphics there for you in a second. Right, a couple of messages here. Julie says it's a Stegosaurus.
Thank you, good.
Karen says you definitely need a hat at the moment, it's freezing. I have several animal hats when I'm walking the dog. Oh, I bet they know you're coming, Karen in Wigan, don't they? And then another Karen in Camden says, afternoon, lost my knitting mojo due to having COVID. Didn't pick up a needle for almost 2 weeks, but it's back.
Hurrah!
I've got a lovely pair of socks on the needles as of 10 minutes ago. Great show, I love you two together. Karen from Camden.
Oh, that's lovely,
Karen.
thank you.
Right, what are you going to show me now then?
I'm going to show you Intarsia.
Right.
So this is a technique that's used on the baby blanket to make the elephant.
Yeah.
And it's also used on the mittens and the hat on the lion pattern. Okay. So Intarsia knitting, Intarsia knitting is where you create a motif that's kind of like an isolated motif. So for example, like here on the jumpsuit, you've got the star or the heart. So normally, like a lot of colour work that we see is Fair Isle.
Yes.
Where you've got a little bit of blue and a bit of red, little bit of blue, little bit of red. And when you're knitting that, you carry both those yarns across the entire row back and forth.
Right.
And you only bring them to the front when you're working with them. With it, now it'd be totally pointless to carry this cream yarn across here and back again and across here and back again when we're only knitting this segment in the middle. So what we do is we knit this section and then we have with one ball and then we do our stitch here in the cream and then we have a different ball of yarn for the pink that we carry.
Oh, I see.
So it becomes isolated.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean you have to go out and buy 2 balls of everything.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is wind some mini balls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's step number 1, wind some mini balls.
Okay, I just need to interrupt you there a second. We've got the lion pattern on its own if you've got your own yarn at home. $2.99. And there'll be some yarns going through. I'm not going to feature them. Hayley will put them through as she's talking. I don't want to take away from the knitting, so.
Oh, I'm in a tangly.
Oh, honestly.
Oh, honestly. It looks like one of the cats has been in here.
Oh no. So listen, you're knitting on circular needle now.
I'm knitting on circulars.
Do you have to use the circular needle?
No. Straight needles are fine. Yeah. It just knitting on circulars just suits my knitting style. Let me just pull that down the other end.
Well, it always frightens me when you do that.
Does it?
You think it's going to fall off?
No. Right, so I've already knitted one of the mittens and it's just knitted rib at the bottom. Okay, that's where you use your 3¼ mil.
Right.
And then you change to 4 mil and you do a certain number of rows just in the dandelion.
Yeah.
That gorgeous yellow. It's become my new favourite colour. And then we're going to start working from a chart and this is when we're going to do our Intarsia.
Right.
So I'm going to grab the chart and let me just fold that down. It's all right. Oh, you are dramatic. Honestly. Right, so we've got the chart.
You sound like my mother.
Who are you looking at? Who are you looking at?
It looks like a teddy bear on there.
It does. It's a cute face, isn't it? Well, there you go. There's an idea. Adapt the pattern.
Make a teddy bear, yeah?
Yes, with curly hair. I love a bear. Anyway, this is for the hat. This is for the hat.
And he calls me theatrical. He calls me dramatic. Anyway, go on.
And then this is for the mittens. So, just a little tip here. Silly boy here. I must have cast this on about 3 times. And 3 times I was working from this chart.
Oh, no.
And then thought, why aren't there enough stitches? And This
you're
is the
doing the
one
wrong
for
one.
the mittens.
Right.
All right. So obviously with the mittens, once you've knitted this, you're going to fold it in half. So you want a right and a left. So just remember that when you come to knit it. So I've done my required number of rows up to the start of the chart, and now I'm going to start knitting from the chart.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so the instructions tell me with my main colour, I'm knitting the smallest size, I'm going to knit half the stitches, all right? So I just need to count now, so you talk.
Oh, you're counting. Well, I'm going to tell you that
counting.
Ali says, John, I had palpitations when you mentioned the knitted clangers. I knitted 37 of them a few years back for a class of children doing a space project. Julie, who told us it was a Stegosaurus, says, you're very welcome. Unfortunately, I'm on an unscheduled break from crafting my great-nephew's dinosaur blanket as I broke my elbow.
Oh, dear.
How on earth can you break an elbow?
And how are you still knitting?
Well, she's not. She's
you're
tearing
not?
her hair
Oh,
out
of
with
course.
boredom.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
Jan Hill says, I think you two should do a show, a 2-hour special with Stuart teaching you how to knit. No. No.
Oh, Jan, I think we might need more than 2 hours.
I think we might, and also something to keep the temper tantrums down, because it would
bless
really
you.
end up on the floor.
Yeah, it was really, wasn't it? Yeah. So I'm starting to work from the chart now. So on my chart, row 1, row 1.
Yeah.
Move that down a little bit. Tells me to knit, I'm going to knit 16 stitches using that gorgeous mocha colour. Okay. So that's fine. I've just joined in one of my mini balls.
Yeah.
Because there's no need to have a great big ball of yarn clanging around.
It wouldn't clang, would it?
Well, you know what I mean, though, leaping about the floor.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Okay. So when I've attached that, right now I'm going to show you. All I did was I dropped the dandelion and I joined in, and at the moment it's just a loose end. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tie this off, not into a knot, but I'm just going to tie it like half of a knot to keep them together, and then when I sew in all the ends, I'll weave those ends in nice and neatly. Okay, but that's just going to hold it secure.
Lovely.
So I've done first row, and if you've never worked from a chart before, you're going to work from right to left, and then just remember it's then left to right, and going back and forth like this, unless you're working in the round.
Oh,
if you're working in the round,
just keep
then
going.
this is always the start of each round. Round 1, round 2, round 3.
Right, okay.
Okay, but you're not knitting these in the round anyway. So my second row is all brown again. So again, first 16 stitches is all brown.
Okay, you count 16 and I'll tell you that Sue said her nan made her a Shari Lewis lamb chop. Do you remember?
Yes, I
She said, I always
do.
wondered how she knitted the loops. Yeah, now I've seen it. Also, I'm seeing here spaghetti hoops.
Oh,
On the back
yeah.
of this, I'm seeing those spaghetti hoops.
Well, it's nearly lunchtime, let's be honest.
Well, I've been eating all morning, because as you keep pointing out...
Sorry, I know I've become one of those people.
Yes.
that's
Every time I
eating-
reach for a biscuit in the break, he goes,
another biscuit.
Another biscuit, John.
Another biscuit. I'm like your Jiminy Cricket. I'm like your conscience. Okay, now I need to show you the next bit, which is, look, now I'm at that point where I've got mocha here, dandelion here.
Yeah.
Now, if I just drop that yarn and pick up the yellow and carry on knitting, and I do that every time, what I'm going to end up with is a big gap, a big slit, basically, in the middle of my mitten, because you can't just drop one yarn and then pick up the next. What we need to do is make sure that there's something kind of holding all of these together. So what we're going to do is we're going to twist the yarns. So I kind of go under and over, and then I'm going to take my first purl stitch. So I've actually kind of twisted the two colours together on the back of the work, and that's enough to stop a hole forming.
Oh, okay.
And basically that is what Intarsia relies on. It's knitting a motif in one whole chunk and not carrying the yarn, and then you twist the yarns together when you change colours to make sure that you don't leave a hole. So this is the end of row 3. Okay, sorry, row 2.
Yeah. Princess says, what are the benefits of these type of needles that you're using against traditional?
Zing needles, yeah, Zing from Knit Pro. Well, first of all, Knit Pro needles are really superior quality. They're a luxury knitting needle brand, but these are really affordable needles. They're fantastic. And if you look after your needles, of course, they'll last a lifetime. These are aluminium. They are so light in your hands. So if you've ever used needles and they've really felt like tree trunks and they're clunky, try aluminium. They also warm up in your hands.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So they feel really comfortable as well. So you can knit for longer, and I certainly knit in more comfort with them. So I'm on to chart row 3, which again, I'm going to knit the first 16 in Dandelion and then another 16 in Mocha. Whoops, and I'll show you that twisting of the yarns again, just to show you how that works. So I'm on my nice easy knit row.
So how do you know it's 16? Because that chart, you've only got 1 in yellow. Are there 15 right there?
There, that's my row.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So each little square is a stitch.
Stitch, right. But you're on stitch 3.
So,
oh, yes, you're
this
still
is
on
row 3.
Row 3, got it.
Row 3. So row 3 is right where the cross.
But it changes in a minute. Sorry, I'm one ahead.
Exactly. So I'm just going to keep knitting.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I'm at that point where I'm going to swap colours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my needle as if to knit, and I've still got the dandelion in my hand. I'm going to pick up the mocha, okay, and I'm going to carry it over the top of the yellow of that dandelion, and that just twists the 2 strands together at the back. I don't know if you can pick up that there is just a little twist. Can you see? The mocha has gone under and over there. Can you see it? They're locked together, and that prevents a hole forming. Now, if you ever forget to do that little twist, and when you've finished it you think, oh, there's a little hole, don't despair, and certainly don't start unpicking. Grab a darning needle and a bit of the right colour yarn and just stitch the hole up. That's all you gotta do, okay? That's all you've got to do. Trust me, the toddler or the little child who's wearing these is not going to look and say,
you obviously didn't have me as a child.
Were you still, like, even then saying, I'm not accessorizing this belt with these loon pants? I don't think so.
How old do you think I am? Anyway, Julie says, I agree, Jen, it would be hilarious. I could just imagine John's temper tantrum throwing it around the studio. Excuse me. But then Yvonne got a question. Is the lion kit suitable for beginners, please? Loving the show.
Yeah, I think it absolutely is. I mean, I made knitted toys as a child from patterns.
Yeah.
You know, it's simple knitting and purling. Yes, there are decreases and increases. That's beginner level.
Yeah, because you're never just going to knit a square, are you? And that's it.
No, but, you know, you're making each element separately. So you make the ears, the front of the ear and the back of the ear separately, and then sew them together.
Oh,
you know, same with the sails on the Stegosaurus.
Look at him now.
Like a paleontologist. I assimilate this stuff. You know, you're literally knitting a flat piece, folding it in half and putting a little bit of stuff in. I mean, it's all very, very beginner friendly. So yeah, give it a whirl. You'll love it. Now I'm on row 4, and row 4 actually our chart changes a little bit.
Yeah, that's where I was getting confused.
Can you see? Yeah. So the mocha is actually going to step in 1 on either side. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm doing my mocha.
Yeah.
I had a mocha actually before I came. I had one
this morning.
I did. I had a mocha. It was one of those sachets.
Oh, that's all right then. I thought you'd been somewhere posh and left us out.
Oh, now I've just realised I needed to step in the mocha on the other side. So I'm just going to pick back. Give me 1 second.
Oh yeah, 1 second, caller. I can't imagine John ever having a hissy fit over anything. Oh, you don't know me, Karen. You don't know me.
No one stepped in, did they? No one stepped in to defend. Oh, no, he wouldn't. No, gosh, no.
It's fine.
Never.
I don't have temper tantrums. I get angry when things aren't right. And I get what? Yeah.
Bless.
Bless.
Right. Bless. Right, sorry about that. That
That's
was me
all right.
getting carried away.
Yeah.
It happens.
It's called
Okay,
divine
right.
retribution for being nasty
It is
to me.
actually. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, now, so that very first stitch, actually, I'm stepping in now. I need 1 yellow stitch.
Right.
Now, I'm definitely not going to pick up this yellow yarn and start carrying it across to do 1 stitch. I've got another mini ball of yellow, and I'm actually going to join that in. And
Just for 1 stitch?
It's
obviously.
only for 1 stitch now, but on the next couple of rows, it's going to be
it
2
gets more,
stitches
yeah,
more. Yeah, and depending on which pattern you're doing, it could be more or less.
Yeah.
So, needle inserted as if to purl. Then I'm going to wrap my yarn around. I'm going to take that first stitch, needle in, ready to purl again. I'm going to twist my yarns and grab up the mocker, and then I'm going to carry on knitting. Okay, now once I've done a few stitches, I will just go back.
Yeah.
Whoops. I will just go back to that start, and I'll just tie off those ends again.
Hayley just gave you some misinformation. You haven't got 17 minutes. There's 12 minutes, 11 minutes to the top of the hour.
Gotcha. Okay. Exactly the same technique that I'm doing now for the little elephant on the blanket, and also for the heart and the star on the front of the jumpsuit. Okay, so I'm just going to carry on purling.
Yeah.
See, in traditional Fair Isle, I would be carrying that yellow across the back.
Yes.
And every third stitch, I'd be twisting the yarns together to sort of weave it into the back.
Yeah.
To what we call float the yarn at the back.
Yeah, because if you get a lovely, I used to wear a lot of nickel fiery Fair Isle tank tops in there, and the back of them, you could catch your finger it all the time because there were lots and lots and lots of little
floats.
I mean, it looked beautiful from this side, but in the back, if you had a ring on and you put your hand through, you could catch it because there's lots and lots of little bits where the yarn has gone over and over and over.
That's right. That's right. We call them floats, and they also affect the stretchiness of a garment. So, for example, they make it less stretchy.
No, isn't that funny?
That's why they wouldn't fit
well,
you.
as I got fatter. No, but I used to think when I put them on, if you put a jumper on, you can kind of stretch like that. And I put those tank tops on, and you literally have to kind of squeeze into it.
But you think about being in the Fair Isles or in the Highlands of Scotland when it's cold, and you need an extra layer. And all those floats across the back, it's not just about looking pretty. They serve a purpose. They provide like a double layer of insulation.
I was in Bond Street in London, so I didn't have that.
Fair enough. Oh, I bet you looked gorgeous.
Oh, it was when I used to be. If I knew now what I knew then, I wouldn't have spent all that money. But there you go.
And just to show you, I'm now at that last mocker stitch. Okay, and I don't need this, I'm stepping in, I need the dandelion. So what I'm going to do is needle in as if to purl, and then I'm going to pick up that yarn, okay, that dandelion, and I'm going to pass it under the mocker, twist it, and then take that stitch. That ensures no hole. And now I can just keep carrying on in dandelion.
Okay, Caroline says, great show. You guys are so funny. Why does the line remind me of Bob Ross, the artist?
Yes.
Keep up the banter.
Yes, it's true. It is Bob Ross in lion form, isn't it?
No, I watched it once and couldn't watch it again.
Oh, he's lovely. He's lovely.
I'm sure.
Well, he was.
Oh, is he not with us anymore?
Oh no, he died a long time ago, decades, I think.
Oh, blimey.
Yes, but I don't know what happened, but the show was picked up and relaunched, you know, all the repeat shown, and it's just become an absolute phenomenon. Whole generations that didn't know who Bob Ross was now do.
Yeah.
So we just carry on like this. So row 5 is actually identical to row 4. So I'm just going to repeat that. So there's no stepping in this time.
Right.
I'm just going to carry on as before. Let me just move over a tiny bit. That's better, isn't it?
It's because you haven't got a tummy to lay them on anymore, you see.
That's what it is, a tummy to lay them on. I haven't lost that much weight, believe me. But no, there's a little way to go. But I'm not planning on losing too much weight, because I do think, you know, what do they say?
Show your age.
Yeah, over 40, you have to choose your face or your figure, don't you?
Are you over 40?
I'm over 50, and you know it. So I need to twist the yarn again. Whoops.
Oh, Julie says, sorry, John, it would be a great show, though. You're right, Julie, it would be, and I would have a temper tantrum. What do you want me to upsell, then? Oh, no. Who put all these in?
We've still got to make our fitness video, John.
Not today,
Anyway, not today.
I've got the dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go to the Starbucks, get a cake and a coffee and have a think about it. Right, while you're knitting that, I've got some upsells. I've got a Knit Pro, hand block printed, I'll give you the code, VYZW87. It's like a big pencil case. This must be to put your knitting needles in.
Knitting needles, exactly right. Double pointed needles or regular needles, crochet hooks.
Your Zing ones would... Oh, yeah, they would. Your Zing ones would fit. Oh, right, OK, that's brand new test. Nice, that. I'd have that as a pencil case on my desk. Anyway, that's rather gorgeous. Yeah. Right, OK. Then I've got all these match, right? I've now got a fixed circular needle case. BQZW37. Oh, this is nice. Oh, I like this. This has got a very Japanesey feel to it, this one. Sorry, Stuart.
No, you're all right.
Oh, no. Oh, look. No idea what I'd use it for, but it's lovely. Stuart?
OK, so that you're going to use for things like your double pointed needles and crochet hooks.
Nice.
So they'll... Can I just...
Yeah, you can demo that one.
So let me grab some needles. So this is to protect... excuse me, this is to protect the tips of your needles. So then you've got little pockets in here so that you can park things like DPNs and just get parked in there like that. Obviously not with knitting on them, and then that will come down just to protect the tips. And then you've also got a little access here to a big pocket inside as well.
Okay.
So you could put things like the cables from your cable needles.
Right.
Your circular needles.
Now I've got something that looks very similar. Needle case. IC needle case. That's slightly different again then, that one.
No, it's exactly the same. Well, I'm saying that. No, it's not. No, it's not. Ah, right. So this is for double pointed needles.
Oh, okay.
So let me just grab this and show you. So these would go like this. So you would pop your needles in like that.
Yeah.
Mine are slightly too long for this,
yeah.
But then that would go over there, and then you can zip them up.
Very nice. Very nice. So
Or crochet hooks.
Yes, yeah, shorter crochet hooks.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Now I've got more. I've got more of this one. I've also got a crafting caddy, which is a TKZW75. Okay. I've got this one and one other in this design, then that's it, right? Very quickly, there you go. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I'm liking this. You see, you could go to lunch with this one, couldn't you?
Well, I wouldn't be right.
What?
It is cute. It's cute. And also you could use that as like a little toiletry bag, couldn't you?
Of course, the hole inside for your wool to come out of, so your wool doesn't get dirty. But don't do that if you're going for lunch. Don't go to lunch with your wool sticking out.
That's where you'd want to use yarn cakes. Yeah?
Cakes?
Cakes. So you know when we have the ball winders?
Yes.
So at home, I've got the Knit Pro yarn winder.
Oh,
ball
yes.
winder. So you wind them into a cake.
Whoop. Yes, that's
that
right.
Cake,
And it comes out the middle.
It comes out the middle. And so that would feed perfectly out of the hole. If you try and do that with a regular wound, this needs to tumble for the yarn to come off.
Oh, I see. So it wouldn't work like that. And then I've got another Japanesey wrappy roundy one.
Well, I do love the way you describe things.
That's like a mini version, look.
Yeah, it's cute, isn't it?
$15.99. This one's a navy needle case interchangeable circular, apparently. You're going to have fun putting these back in the right bags, aren't you, Becky? That'd be what? No, it's the circular needles. Anyway, would you like me to mention about anything else while I'm here? Now I've made a complete mess on the desk.
Could I do a pom-pom?
Oh, yeah, go on then.
Make a pom-pom.
Go on then, be quick, you've got a minute.
A minute.
Show us how it works then.
I'll show you how it works then,
Yeah.
right. So, basically it's kind of in two halves. So you want to... Ooh, where is it? Wait a minute. There we go. Right, so you undo these sides, okay, like this.
Right.
And, oops. Like this.
There you go.
There we go. Right. So I've got my little heart. So then what you do is you grab your yarn. Okay, and I'm going to start here. And so now, because I'm not having to pass it through a circle.
Oh, yes, because it was the pushing it through that took the time.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So you're just winding round and round like this. Okay, and you keep going back and forth, and you want to sort of almost fill one side.
Right.
Okay. I won't do, obviously, all of that because it still takes a few minutes.
You only do one side, though?
So you just do one side, and then what you're going to do is bring that in. Actually, let me just go to the other side.
Right.
Right, and then you want to bring that in.
Yeah.
And then you can cross over into the other side.
Right. While you wind that, shall we show tomorrow's menu, Hayley? Because we haven't done that yet. So will you keep winding that? I'll just show you quickly tomorrow's menu. Fabulous Spring Fabrics and Kits at 8 o'clock. Basket Weave Cushion with Sally Ann Harrison at 9. Search for a Star with Emily Roberts at 10. Heartstrings Project Pouch with Sally Harrison at 11. Owl and Sewing Machines at 12. Sewing Machines at 12. I'm also going to do the air threader overlocker tomorrow. Right.
So then when you've done all of that, you clip it back together into a circle.
Yeah, it's completely full by this point,
It's completely full at this point, okay? And then what you would do is you cut all the way around. There's like a channel for you to pass your scissors.
Yeah.
And then you take another piece of yarn. And you tie through.
Like you would do between the two bits of cardboard on the thing.
And then you pull the sides, these sides pull off.
Oh,
they pull
yes.
out.
And it goes
then
foof,
boom,
foof, 4.5 inch.
Good what?
Foof, woof.
Good.
Stuart, thank you. When are you in next?
I think it's the 21st.
But
I think it's towards the end of the month.
Ah, we miss you already. Could you tidy up this mess before you go, please?
Oh no, I'm sure I could.
Thank you ever so much for your company today. Make sure you check out your baskets. You can't vote till Friday for Search for a Star, and I will be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock with Sally Ann Harrison.